This coming Shabbos, we lane 2 parshios, Achrei Mos and Kedoshim. Now, each of these parshios means what it means when it's on its own, but they mean something bigger when they're together. And that's what I'd like to address today. And I believe that Achrei Mot Kedoshim, when they're together, are really about appreciating life. Parshat Achrei Mot, on the one hand, begins in the wake, literally and figuratively, of the deaths of Nadav and Avihu. And what it says is, Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe acharei Mos shnei bnei Aaron. Make sure to enter into the Mishkan properly with the Ketores, v'lo yomus, so that there won't be another death. The next 2 prakim of the parsha also focus on life versus death. Perek Yud Zayin speaks about the isser to eat blood, to drink blood. And not only that, the chiyuv to cover the blood out of respect. In Pasuk Yud Aleph, the Torah tells us, Ki nefesh habasar badam, because the soul of flesh is in the blood that sustains it. We have to respect blood because it sustains life. To ingest the blood of another, even an animal, to not cover the blood is a disrespect for the life that blood sustains. The third parak of Achrei Mot speaks about the isurim of arayos. And what we're told is to make sure to avoid these things so that we will stay alive. Perek Yud Ches, Pasuk Hey, Ushmartem et chukotai v'et mishpatai asher yaseh otam ha'adam v'chai bahem. The Torah is meant to live through, to stay alive through. And Chazal and the Mefarshim explain that the v'chai bahem refers not only to life in the next world that we merit when we keep the mitzvot, but even life in this world. When we keep the mitzvot properly, we survive and thrive in this world. And this is, of course, the famous halacha of Rabbi Akiva and others of pikuach nefesh. It's learned from v'chai bahem. V'chai bahem v'lo sheyamus bahem. That's why pikuach nefesh is doche most of the potential averos in the Torah. Our life is very important, and we know the story of Rabbi Akiva. If a person is with a friend in the desert and he only has 1 canteen, he's meant to drink it for himself. We don't say v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha here. Parshas Achrei Mos teaches us about the value of human life. Parshas Kedoshim balances that out by teaching us about the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. The Gemara in Sanhedrin Daf Ayin Daled Amud Aleph tells us that despite the fact that we say v'chai behem v'lo sheyamus behem, there's a situation where we do give up our life. A situation where there's potential chilul Hashem, or the converse of Kiddush Hashem. Kiddush Hashem trumps life. We give up our life for it. Rav Kook wrote that only a life that's worth giving up for something is worth living. If there's nothing we would give up our lives for, then our lives mean nothing more than just breathing and then the life of an animal. Kiddush Hashem gives us some value to make life worth living. In fact, the same Rabbi Akiva who we saw spoke about the value of life, risked his life and ultimately lost his life in order to teach Torah. And when he was asked in the Gemara in Brachos Daf Samach Aleph Amud Beis how he could do this, what about the threat to his life? He said, Ki hu chayecha v'yorech yamecha. Just like a fish needs water to survive, a human being needs oxygen and Torah to survive. Ki hu chayecha v'yorech yamecha. We value life, but we value life because we live a life of values. A life lived without any value worth sacrificing itself for is a life that's valueless. The Ramban beautifully explains in the last parak of Parshas Achrei Mos that when we say v'chai bahem, we don't just mean breathing, we mean thriving. And that the mitzvot are the way that we live our lives in a way that we can truly realize what our potential should be. This is a very important lesson to think about during this period that we're in, where each person is blocked from living their normal lives. Many people are at home, frustrated, bored, and involved in things that they know are worthless. A person who has Torah and other meaningful ways of expressing themselves has that no matter where they are in whatever context. And this is what Kedoshim adds to Achrei Mot. This is what we need to think about as we prepare through Sfiras HaOmer for Ma'amad Har Sinai. Is our life just about living, or is our life about something higher? The Rambam beautifully writes regarding the pasuk of Ir Miklad in Dvarim Perek Daled Pasuk Mem Beis, where we're told that a person who kills B'shogeg runs to one of these protective cities, and it says one key word, v'chai, and he survives. The Gemara in Makos Daf Yud tells us that surviving here means thriving. And if a Talmud kills B'shogeg and has to go to a near miklat, we send the Rebbe with him. Because for a person who learns Torah, their Rebbe is survival. And the Rambam explains deeply and beautifully, V'chai aselo kedei sheyichya, make it possible for him to live. V'chaye bale chachma u'mivaksheha below Talmud, kemisa chashuvim. The life of bale chachma and those who seek it without learning is like death. Let's reflect upon this in these moments when we're locked away and we prepare for Ma'amad Har Sinai, to know and to appreciate the value we have in our lives through the ability to learn, through the ability to devote ourselves to something higher, to Kiddush Hashem. And if so, if our life has value, then our life is valuable and worth living. May the Parshios teach us to live lives and seek to live lives that are worth living.